What's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about another $26,500 that Q is able to add to his total credit limit, which I don't even know what he's at this point. I think it's probably over 700,000. But yeah, just wanted to share these two with you. We've got a fresh Citibank card, the American Airlines co-brand, and we've got another PNC business card. So let's start at the top here. First off, this is the PNC Cash Rewards. This is a business credit card. And so I wanted to kind of obviously talk through his approval, but then give you, a look at some of the screens and some of the slides, because this is what you can expect when going through the process. Now, unless you get an instant approval, which with some banks, it can happen. With others, you're almost always going to get, pushed to an in-review process. I think people tend to think that getting pushed to in-review is a bad thing. It's not. Sometimes they do have to get more information from you, ask for POI, documentation. Sometimes you've just got some sort of fraud alert or something on your account, and that might slow down the process. So, don't get too worked up about getting instant approval versus pushed in review. Okay, so this was pushed in review. PNC Cash Rewards. So here's the first thing that you'll see here is like, hey, they'll let you know application under review. And then you'll get an email that says, hey, the decision is usually made within 2 days. And then finally, if you do get approved, you'll get an email that looks like this, which you see he was approved for the PNC Cash Rewards Visa Signature Business Card for $25,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. We just shot a video not too long ago talking about $70,000 with PNC. So what's he now at? He is at $95,000 with PNC across 5 cards. PNC clearly is a bank that people are sleeping on, because I don't really hear a lot of people talking about this at all. And here we are, 5 cards, $95,000 in total credit limit. It's pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So that is PNC. Next, let's talk about credit score a little bit before we dive into Citibank, right? So credit scores, he's now back over 800s. He's 800 to 814 on all 3 bureaus. I know that at one point when we were shooting some videos, he was down in the 750s. When people tend to see somebody over 800 credit, they completely tune out. I don't know why. They think, oh, this guy's different. He's lucky. I don't know, maybe he had rich parents or something. Remember, let's anchor this back down to reality, is that Q came here as an immigrant to the United States and has slowly built up his credit profile. And that's evident with seeing like the full schematic here, the full chart. He started way down in the 600s. This is how we do it, guys. Like, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. I cannot say that enough. This is a marathon. We are playing the long ball, the long game here. Okay, so he's back over 800. A couple other things to point out is average age of account is 2 years. Oldest is 9 years. Right, you see 0 collections, 0 public records, 0 late payments, okay? Then the last one here is, right now, people are stacking on debt, right? Right now, a ton of people are adding on more and more debt, living off of credit cards. He's doing the exact opposite. So it's usually good to be doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. As everyone else is buying the top and selling the bottom, you do not want to be doing that. Okay, so here's a prime example of that. Now, this is really, really small and blurry here, but you'll see that credit card balances are at about $1 trillion right now. So he's doing the exact opposite of what the market is doing. Everyone else is adding to their credit card debt. He is minimizing his and lowering his, right? Okay, so now let's talk about the Citibank AA, or American Airline Advantage card. Okay, he submitted application for this, and you see, same thing. We received your application and processing is required. We will contact you in 7 to 10 days. So again, most people think, oh, 7 to 10 day letter, oh, it's gonna be a denial. It's not, it might not necessarily be. And doing recon also helps. Like, Q's got all these phone numbers now to all these banks programmed into his phone, because he shows me, the first thing he shows me is all of the outbound calls, and the outbound calls are to the, the 800 numbers and stuff here. So it's just funny, because like he will do way more than most people will do. Most people are scared to call the credit card companies. Most people think they're the boogeyman. Most people do not want to, call in and find out what's going on. I don't know why. Maybe they think they did something wrong. Maybe they're afraid that they're going to ask for all this documentation or ask all these super difficult questions that you won't know how to answer. But guys, it's not that big of a deal. So here's what that looks like. Then you see, hey, you're approved, boom, bingo, bango, and he got $1,500. Now, that's a very, very low limit. I mean, even for somebody in a rebuilding phase, like that's not a stellar limit. Overall, he's got $12,500 with Citibank. Citibank just depends, right? Like, he's got a large amount of total credit limit. Maybe that's why they're timid. Sometimes Citibank will be timid if your score drops or if you're below 700. They'll give you all smaller limits, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 limits. If you're over 700s, I know people who've got $20,000 cards with them. So again, it just depends on the profile, depends on the person. But he's got 1,500 now with the AA World Elite MasterCard, which he obviously wants to have for travel. So he's going to try and work up that credit limit. He's got a $3,000 Best Buy credit card, and he's got a $8,000 double cash. So he's got 3 really good cards. I think the Best Buy card is solid because if you shop there, it makes sense. This is really, really good for traveling with American Airlines. And then he's got just a really great cash back card, which is the double cash. All right, so that's all I got for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you've got a recent Citi or PNC approval, share us in the comments below so we can add those data points to the site. We'll see you in the next video. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet. Right there. Okay, bye.